Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be for you, and welcome to another DayZ Beginner Guide / walkthrough, talk through in super detail. Server details popped up there in the bottom left hand corner for the eagle-eyed, and I'll put them in the description. Very similar to the first video that went out on Christmas Day, and thank you for all the views, the likes, the comments, the new subscribers. It seemed to be received very well, so I thought we'll try the same thing, but a different spawn. I think we spawned in Kami Shovo last time, so same thing again. I've spawned in, easy for me because I know the map, Chernarus, but a quick look around tells me I'm in Zvletlo, which is the city or town in the far northeast of the map. So it's nice that it's given us a different spawn. Same thing is going through my mind immediately as it was in the last video, and it is every time I spawn in to these official or completely vanilla servers, which the Spaggies servers are. The only reason I've used Spaggies today is A, to be completely transparent, the official server was on the blink, and B, you get the same loot economy, there are 0 mods. It's pretty much the same as official, but you have the admin support. So it's slightly less chance, or in my experience, a lot less chance of getting hacked on, like you might do in an official server. But anyway, I digress. What I do personally, I put my bandage on number 2. I eat my spawn fruit. Let's get those vitals going up. The bottom right-hand corner. Let's get the hydration and our food arrows going up, because that is always your number 1 priority. Get your vitals in check. Then you can worry about getting better clothing, a melee weapon, etc, etc, an actual gun. So, as I did in the first video, if you remember, I'm not running into town aggroing 27 zombies. Keeping them isolated, taking them in ones. If we have to deal with 2, okay, it's not ideal, but if you can take them out one at a time, particularly if you're new to DayZ, practice your fighting skills on 1 zombie at a time. Move on, loot a building. You got a lot of buildings to choose from in Zvletlo. Now you can eat the rotten food on official servers, so it's a preference thing. I just don't like doing it. It's up to you whether you want to do it. Why am I keeping the t-shirt? I'm going to hopefully get a blade, cut it into rags, and then we can get some improvised hand wraps so we don't have to worry about getting bloodied hands. Notice how I'm not just charging out because I've seen there's a bunch of zombies. See if I can pull 1 zombie away from the herd, if you like. It's hardly a herd, but... Oh. Notice that chicken over there? I didn't miss that chicken. That's gone into the back of the memory banks, and I'm pulling myself away. Now this zombie has noticed me whistling in game. I press caps lock twice to open that microphone. And the zombies, if you keep it on 2 symbols, if you like. I knew I was in range for that zombie, but I wasn't shouting. If you press up on your keyboard, the up arrow, it'll go to 3. Now you're shouting. Go down to 1. Now you're whispering. I like it at 2. So it's 1 less zombie to deal with. There's the chicken. These can be tricky. A couple of 1,000 hours in the game. Chickens quite often make me look silly. We got that one. We got a bit lucky with that one. But we'll keep that for later. Why am I not cutting it up now? Because I haven't got a blade. And also, if I did, I'd get bloody hands. And then I wouldn't be able to instantly eat or drink any food we might be lucky enough to find on the zombies. Oh, or in these buildings that are in the vicinity. There we go. This zombie's heard us. That's fine. He's on his own. We can handle 1. So let him come. 1 big hit. Step forward. Another power hit. third power hit. He's down. No problems. This guy's coming. Someone's put a tent up in the middle of the street. Wonderful. One big hit. Close the space. Close the space. Rags. Thank you, sir. We can now make hand wraps before we found our first blade. They're not going to be in great condition, but they'll do the job. If we find a blade now, we can immediately cut up our chicken and not worry about getting bloody hands. I'm scanning ahead. I'm pressing down on the mouse wheel. I'm compressing it. It allows you to zoom in, if you like, with your vision. I want to see if I see any player movement ahead. Someone running up ahead of me. And also, I want to be aware of how many zombies are in my vicinity. There could be one hiding behind a bush or a wall. It does happen. But in general terms, I know there's one there to the left. The others are quite far away up the street. So I'm not too concerned. More rags there potentially if we needed them. Now what I'm going to do is swap this one for this one. Because a collar dress will always give you 6 rags. And that collar dress is in pristine condition. So it's going to give us 6 pristine rags once we find a blade. We haven't got very lucky with finding food yet. Nothing in the shed. The zombies noticed us. Let's back up a bit. Give us some room. When he's in range, power attack. Power attack number 2. 3. Oh, he's a tank, this one. He's taken 4, bless him. And he's got some food. There you go. Another very, very good reason why new DayZ players should get proficient at dealing with zombies. And get proficient fast. Not that difficult, as long as you're learning not to charge into town and taking on fights that are beyond your means. Don't go running into town aggroing 3 or 4 zombies. Otherwise you are going to get what's coming to you. But if you can isolate them, give them a little whistle in game if you like, or just approach one at a time, they can be a very, very good source for... Look, we've got 6 rags off one, and then we've got some food off the other. There's almost certainly not going to be anything in this tent. But like all good magpies, there's something shiny, shiny. Of course we're going to crawl inside to verify. We wouldn't be a nosy DayZ player if we didn't check that. These shops, very, very good for food, ammo, clothing, utility like knives, can openers. So we're going to check it. Notice the direction we're going as well. Look at that flare. So we can start a fire now without having to worry about a drill kit or matches or a lighter. We check the pub. Assault boots in the pub. I don't know what sort of pub this was, but we'll take them. Better insulation and more food. Got some chips. Happy days. Notice I'm not rushing, even though I did say a couple of times one of my main rules in DayZ is when you spawn in, try and get away from the spawn town as quick as possible. So I have always got that in the back of my mind, because the longer you spend in the spawn town, the more gear you get, you start feeling good about yourself, and then a freshie who's got nothing to lose is just going to come along and try and take all that gear away from you. So I'm progressing up the street away from, you know, I'm moving forward. I mean, I know where I would ideally want to go next. You've got a couple of options when you spawn in Spletlo. You can go along the northern road, past the military, or you can go a little bit more of a quieter, quote-unquote, safer route. And that's the route I'm going to show you today, because if you are new to DayZ, or now I'm in a bit of a predicament. I thought I heard a second zombie aggro behind me, so I thought we were going to be in a bit of trouble, but it looks like... Oh, more food. It looks like the zombie was trapped in the building. There he is. He's not trapped, really, I don't think, is he? Oh, here's another one. See, I didn't run up to engage this zombie because there might be more zombies ahead. I don't know. We haven't been up that far, but we've just cleaned out the zombies down here. So I'd rather bring them down to the safer area, if you like. I am going to check. Now, this zombie's just being a bit silly. He's not actually trapped. He could get out of that building if he wanted to. Doors are open. Why was I checking? Because if he was trapped in there, the massive likelihood would be is that he was trapped by another player. So that would tell me a little bit of information. Keep on your guard. There could be another player ahead of you. We don't know if they're friendly or not. They don't know if we're friendly or not. But obviously, unscripted. This guide is done in one take. It's warts and all on this channel. So if we die, we die. If we make a friend, we make a friend. I want this to replicate your experience. If you're going to go in to an official server, a vanilla community server like this one, let's replicate what it will be like. Whatever happens. Shit happens in DayZ. Now I'm going to go this way, only because I know Solatlo quite well. Again, I'm scanning ahead. Okay, there's 2 zombies, but there's a bit of distance between them. My gloves are badly damaged. I'm going to drop them down into my inventory. Why? Why do I do that? Because I'm going to punch the bejesus out of this zombie. There's another one on the left there, see? If I charged up... There we go. That's what I want. I want him to notice us. I don't want the other 2. But if I'd have charged up, I didn't notice health and safety bib over there by the bus stop. We would have been in trouble. So let's bring Bob the Builder down here away from his friends. Deal with him. He's got a hard hat on, so I expect him to take 4. Oh my god, maybe 5. Alright, Sonny. Now, this takes some practice, right? This could go wrong for me, so I've got a plan B in mind straight away. Okay? If I can isolate this guy with the high vis, we'll take him. If this guy notices us, we may have to trap the zombies. So I'm opening this door, ready, and I'm making sure the other doors are closed. They are. Actually, let's get our escape route ready, because this is how we would do it, okay? If we need to. Make sure nothing's in that jacket that we might want. I think we're going to be alright, because he's wandered up the street there, white hat. Bit risky. Maybe as a brand new player, you should see he's noticed us now, white hat. Oh, no, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. But I've got an eye on him. Corner of my eye is on that one while I'm fighting this one. Don't get tunnel visioned. You need to be able to abort the fight. A player might come up and start swinging on you while you're fighting a zombie. It's quite a common tactic, actually, for a player to do that. We'll take the burlap sack. If we can get rope, we can combine a burlap sack with the rope, and we can make a little backpack for ourselves. So that's why I'm picking that up. I'm looking for anything that might be of use in the garages. You can find melee weapons. You won't find food. You won't find ammunition, but you might find other goodies. There's clothing there if you want it. Always check the bus stops if you're looking to make rags. There we go. So White Hat has recognized us now, has heard us. Here he comes. You alright, buddy? We'll soon put you out of your misery. One for luck? No? Oh, he's actually cut us. So I move into the shed. I get out of visibility unless I'm very unlucky and someone walks up that street. But I don't just bandage where I stand. You know? I see people getting a cut, fighting a zombie, and then they just start bandaging here in the main street. At least I could have ducked into this house if I wanted to be really safe. I took a little bit of a risk, only going into the shed. We're still looting because, you know, look at our vitals. We're still yellow water, yellow food. Even though we've had a few bits and pieces, some snacks. Our clothing's not great. But like I said, warts and all on this channel. Unscripted, one take only to do these guides. I don't care what happens, good or bad. They're going up. They're going to be uploaded. We've had better starts. What are we? How long are we in? 14 minutes. I've also had a lot worse starts than this. These apartments are very good for food. There you go. Ammunition for the IJ that we've already got. Let's put the cap on. Why not? I mean, if you're all about the fashion, I can respect that. But I'm thinking of insulation, something to cover his head that will help keep our temperature in the white. We've actually dropped the light blue. I'm checking around these trees. I'll show you why in a minute. Get to learn the fruit trees, folks. There's some fruit on the floor there. Let's get rid of the vicar. If you can learn what the fruit trees in DayZ look like, don't depend on them, by all means. But don't look a gift horse in the mouth. If you're walking past and you see an apple, that's rotten. I believe on official you can eat that and you won't get sick. But it's just a personal choice. I don't like it. I play a lot of hardcore servers and that would get me very sick. Unknown food is different. I'm dropping this. Why am I dropping this? That's a free fire, you fool. Well, it takes 3x1 slots. My lighter, which is 100% full, only is a 1x1 slot. Let's put the better pants on. Transfer the loot over. We'll hold on to the glow stick. I don't think it's going to get super dark while we're doing this hour and a half guide talkthrough. More of a walkthrough talkthrough than a guide, let's face it. Now, instead of charging up the street, I'm having a look. I'm zooming in. 3 zombies there. You could throw a blanket over them. Not great. There's a 4th. Just appeared. Over here. One by there. These are a bit more spread out. So I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to search this apartment. I could have crept in. Look what I found. Got myself a bag. Got myself a battered desert eagle. Beggars can't be choosers. I spoke about it in the last video. The path of least resistance. Now I'm creeping. I don't want to aggro that zombie. I've got an escape route in mind though, if I get in trouble. But as an experienced-ish DayZ player, if you can call 2,000 hours experienced, I'm prepared to take the risk because I back myself of getting out of the sticky situation. It may go wrong. But as a newer player to the game, you might have been crouch walking a lot more than I have been. I haven't even got a knife. I haven't got a melee weapon. So, although I back myself for getting out of a sticky situation, it's not guaranteed that it'll work. So now, I want this zombie to go down real quick. That'd be nice. Quicker than that, please. Especially as the other zombie has now noticed me. There you go. And there's another player. Right, 2 zombies have noticed me. What am I going to do? Am I going to panic? No. I'm going to get a cut. I'm going to close the doors. I'm going to deal with the cut. Now, if this other player has noticed me in difficulty, they may, as I mentioned earlier, try and take the chances. I would take that raincoat, but it's got less slots than our bomber jacket, so we might have to talk to this dude. It looks like they went in the pub. Do you notice how we lost the zombies then, though? They seem to go around the back looking for me, so I'm taking the opportunity to dip. Still looting as I go along. I might find a gun that will match up to the ammo we've got, or ammo for the deagle, in case this dude we just saw creep into the pub gets hostile. That zombie aggroed on me in the background there, so I want to keep moving forward. Now I know the PD is there. I knew it was there because I know the map quite well. I know there's another player in the vicinity. For me personally, this might not apply to brand new DayZ players, but over time, you'll start thinking to yourself, it's a race now between me and this dude, who can get to the PD and maybe find a very, very useful weapon. Otherwise, if he runs in there, finds a loaded shotgun before me, I'm at his mercy potentially, okay? So I've got to fight the zombies that are in my way. Here we go. They finally made their way around from the main street. And who knows, this dude might be friendly. He might come up and talk to us. I'm not looking to team up. He doesn't know that, though. And if he's decent, maybe we leave him get on his way, you know? He could already be armed, though, and we're in big trouble. There's a lockpick. So, going back to plan A, in this little 2-minute spell, deal with the zombies, get to the PD before this other dude. I think we have, unless he went around the long way. We'll soon find out. Back door's open, which is good. I'm shutting myself in, so that if the zombies notice me with my footsteps, they did, they can't get in. I'm trying to listen out, see if I can hear footsteps upstairs. I can't yet. Another option is to announce yourself. Hello? Friendly man, friendly? Talking game. So that if someone is upstairs and they've heard you coming in, maybe you can put them at ease. You know, look at this. A gun that we have ammo for. Empty the IJ, because it contains the ammo for the scorpion. Drop it, because we're unlikely to use two guns that use the same ammunition. It's counterintuitive. We're taking a risk loading this here. He could come in and rush us now, this other guy. But I just wanted to get it loaded up. Put it on fully auto by pressing X when the gun is in your hand if you're playing on PC. And now, unless he's already got a gun, look at this, it's Scorpion City here. We're going to leave the other scorpions. Look at this, what the hell? This is very unusual to find that many scorpions in a vicinity. But at least we got here first. And as you get more experience in DayZ, you'll start thinking that way. I'd like to think. Spare mag. Let's go. We'll take the flashlight in case it gets super dark later. Imagine we were running this character on, you know, and I'm not just doing it for an hour and a half talk through. We've got a gun. But yeah, as you get more hours, you might start thinking, I've seen a player, the police station is up the road, let's get there before him. Get a bit more selfish about your decision making. That makes sense. There's a zombie on our tail, I think. There is a medical the other side of the PD, but it feels like there were a lot of zombies between us and that medical. Svetlo is one of those towns where it'll always seem like there are a lot more zombies than other cities. Again, I want to fight this dude on his own. That's the plan. Before the other dude out there with the leather jacket. So come on, come inside. Notices me. There you go. Fight one. And we got a blade for our chicken. Wonderful. We don't really need the collar dress now, but because we've got the inventory, we'll carry it. We've got to fight this guy. He's going to aggro anyway, so let's just deal with him. Put him down quick. Oh, there you go. He's got powdered milk on him as well. Sometimes it can be a bit buggy. Give me my shit. There you go. Thank you. I've seen a player. I've grabbed some food. I have a chicken on me, and I know there's a well. There it is. Again, usually surrounded by zombies. So I'm scanning ahead. Where's the path of least resistance? There are a couple of apartments here which seem like they're lootable without me getting into too much bother. Nothing of value. Quickly loot this one. Okay, bit more food. Not much, but beggars can't be choosers. Let's get a sip at the well. And I mean a sip. Because I'm going back to what I was preaching in the other video. Don't overstay your welcome in any situation. A gunfight that you've won when you're looting the body. After you've just spawned in and you're looting the spawn town. And especially if you've got confirmation of another player in the vicinity. Who knows, that guy could have walked into a house, found a shotgun with a shot in it. A Mosin with a shot in it if he's very lucky. A repeater with a couple of shots. Or a revolver with a couple of shots. Anything that could put me back to the coast, as they say. Back to square one. So in terms of, could I have looted the medical? Got some more bandages, some nice stuff like tetracycline. Maybe an EpiPen. Yes, I could have. I haven't even found a melee weapon yet. Because I don't want to use my steak knife as a melee. Why? Because when I picked it up, I noticed it was badly damaged. If I kill a couple of zombies with it and it ruins, I can't cut my chicken up then, can I? So I'm prioritizing all the time. Trying to think a couple of steps ahead. This ain't chess. I'm not trying to think 20 moves ahead, but let's think a couple at least. I won't take the shades, but I will crouch my way. I know there's a zombie there. If I put some distance between myself and that zombie, scanning behind me at all times, scanning ahead of me at all times, in case that dude has jumped ahead. I'm thinking things could have gone better, but they could have gone a lot worse. That's a better jacket. We've got some food. We could open it with the can. We'd probably get away with the can ruining. Not ruining. Look, why aren't you opening your can of food? Why aren't you cutting up your chicken? We're still close to the spawn town. We're vulnerable to other fresh spawns who are looking to get ahead in life. Looking to get a start, as they say. So although I'm still looting, I'm moving away from the city. You can see the gas station ahead. Take that bit of clothing if you want it. It's all about preference. I like this grey puffer jacket. See? There's the road sign that we're leaving. And I'm sticking to my rules. I know it can be sometimes do as I say, not as I do, but I'm actually sticking to the rule of, look, we've got all our stats up into the white. We've only been alive 27 minutes, roughly. Food, drink, temperature, blood, health, all in the white. Let's leave. Let's go. Let's dip. And I'm going to get up into a tree. I'm not even going to loot the gas station. If you at this point still needed a bit of food, kill the zombies, search the cars, search that shop, search the bus. You might get lucky. I'm going to get up into this tree line now. When you're leaving, if you get a Zvetlo spawn, and you're using this video as your guide, your reference, up to the petrol station, gas station, and then follow the road up. This is then leading to the next village, the next well, the next row of houses, the next potential source for your loot. I'm taking a wider path because I'm dragging this zombie away, for starters, from the others. And also I want to sort my loot out in the tree, because I didn't do that in the last video, and I want to be true to my playstyle. There we go, a little potato for our trouble. I want to be true to my playstyle. If I was just playing for fun, or on stream now, and I'd had that sort of half an hour start in Zvetlo, I'd be pretty happy. And I'd be thinking, right, can we get somewhere relatively safe? Can't guarantee safety anywhere really in DayZ, but right, you can have degrees of perceived safety. Let's get to one of those areas. I thought there was a deer stand along this row of trees somewhere. I'm trying to look for that as well, so we can get some loot. But we're out of Zvetlo. If we die now, so be it. But it's a lot less likely we're going to die to a fresh spawn with nothing to lose. Because they're going to be too busy down there trying to get the food, the drink, the gun, the knife, chicken, everything we've already got. So let's leave. Let's loot this deer stand, and then let's choose a pine tree as our temporary base of operations to sort through our loot. And I'm doing it a bit earlier now, like I say, because that's what I would do normally. We found another knife. Happy days. That's a little bug, that is. You shouldn't be able to do that, but if you stand by these large deer stands on PC and just walk backwards, you'll slide down the ladder instead of having to physically climb it. So why wouldn't you abuse that? Get down the ladder quicker. Move away from the deer stand, because other people will come to loot it. Quickly scan around, make sure nobody's literally standing watching us, pointing a gun at us. and then dip into the tree. Okay. We've ruined our gloves, so we need to make new ones. Do that first. Now, it can be a little bit of an OCD thing. Why are you organising your loot? Some people don't care. If I'm holding my loot, I've got my loot. That's all that matters. I like to be organised because you'll know where everything is then. In a gunfight, I think I explained earlier as well, in the previous video. If you are organised, you'll know where things are. Why am I putting my scorpion down there? I don't want it on my back. I want to look like someone who's... I'm no threat. Don't worry about me. I'm not going to hurt you. Then I can pull out the gun out of my jacket. As if by magic. Probably not going to keep the deagle. We haven't got ammo. It's battered. We haven't got a mag. Keep my medicinal supplies there. Food. Food. Let's cut up the chicken. Save some space. Okay. Use the hunting knife. Why am I using the hunting knife over the steak knife? You'll get more yield or potential yield for skinning an animal or a fish. Well, any animal. There we go. We got 3 chicken breast. Yeah, you'll get more of a yield if you use the hunting knife. That is a thing in DayZ. We'll keep the feathers in case we find a crossbow. We'll keep the bones because we can make them into hooks and knives. We'll keep our spare rags. Actually, we'll use the rag, one of them, to repair. One rag will repair your gloves, your improvised gloves, or your improvised face mask. Up to worn. You can't go any higher than worn, though. Lockpick is nice, because if I want to go in a building now and cook my chicken, I can lock the door behind me. Obviously going to keep the knife. Didn't I pick up a steak knife? Maybe that... So I'm really glad I found that, because it looks like when I double-clicked on the zombie, probably someone's screaming in the comments already. Sometimes you can double-click on an item and it doesn't transfer it into your inventory. So beware, be careful. If that happens to you and it's the only knife you've got, it can leave you up the creek, definitely, without a paddle. But in our situation now, we've got 4 bones on us. We can use 2 of those bones to make an improvised bone knife, leaving us with another 2 we could potentially use for improvised bone hooks if we need to go fishing. Obviously, we still need rope to make our improvised rod. As per the last video, I'm pretty sure we went fishing in the last video. I'm just going to loot. I'm still looting sheds. Why? Because I'm looking for a melee weapon. If we could find a crowbar, tire iron, God forbid a sledgehammer, a hatchet, anything that we can use to put the zombies down quicker than our fists will put them down. Also, we'll ruin our gloves by continuously punching zombies. While I'm in this house, I may just open up my unknown food, and I'm going to teach you a trick with the unknown food. Unknown food could save your life, so don't pass it up, particularly as a fresh spawn. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to eat this can in one go. If this was a can of beans, fine. Lunch meat, fine. Spaghetti, fine. Dog food, cat food, and especially unknown food, this is how you eat it. Watch the wheel that spins around when I start eating. It's filling up. 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Nearly 4 o'clock. Stop. Somewhere between 3 and 4 o'clock. Stop eating. Put it back in your backpack. Now, I haven't tested the theory for a while. I tend to do a lot of fishing personally to get my food sources on the servers that I play. But when I played a lot of official and vanilla DayZ, by eating unknown food using this method, I never got sick. So let's see how it pans out live for science. The arrows are going up. Carry on moving. Keep an eye on those arrows though, above the hydration and the food in the bottom right of your screen. I've basically gone in towards this next village, which is over there, on a wide arc, because I know the map. If you followed the road up that I directed you to earlier from Zvetlo, you may miss this area. But because I know it, I'm just poking my head in. These greenhouses can spawn sodas, beers, potatoes. There you go. Other food, veg. But I'm not going methodically, building to building. Why? Because look at my statistics, my vitals. We're still all in the white. Yes, you know, the more loot you've got, lovely. We could go into that house and find a shotgun with a round in it. Beautiful. But in the back of my mind, I've got, let's keep pushing on. The further inland you go, the less densely populated with people. So yes, you've got to deal with the wildlife, you've got to deal with the zombies. You still could bump into a very geared guy who is going to end your run. It's those pesky freshies on the coast, particularly when you're playing a highly populated official server, let's say. It's going to give you problems. Now there's a temporary melee weapon. It's not great, but it's better than Nout. And there's some slugs for a potential shotgun. I know we've got 1 bullet space in our magazine. We've only got 19 in the Scorpion, plus the 1 in the chamber. We could fit another bullet in from spare mag with 5 rounds, but I'm not too bothered. If I don't kill someone with 20 shots, I don't deserve to win the gunfight, to be honest. Apologies for my cold as well, if you can hear it in my voice, but it is what it is this time of year. Notice the arrows above my hydration and my food are now going down. That's my cue that I can eat more unknown food. And again, I'm going to eat it until this white bar that's going around the wheel is somewhere between sort of 3 and 4 o'clock. Then I'm going to put it back in the backpack. Now, if you run away from town because you heard shots and you come up to this little village and your vital statistics were not all in the white like mine, you might want to loot this. Pick your way through the zombies, isolate them, like we've said before. But I'm choosing to come up, take the higher ground, and have a look down on the village. Maybe I see a player fighting a zombie or running from house to house. It's only because I know this map quite well that I know the points of interest in this little village. I think people call this little village Olsha. It's one of those that, despite being here about 100 times, I never got to grips with the name of it, but I know it as the little village above Zvetlo. I know, down the end of that pathway there, on the left, is a hunting store, which can have some nice goodies in it. But before I sprinted towards it, I stopped myself in my tracks. I saw Granny Zombie, looking ominous, in the little black cap, and I saw the Vicar. So we've gone into stealth mode. Some barbed wire there. If you had a baseball bat, you could apply that and get yourself a Negan baseball bat. Lucille. Combine a baseball bat with barbed wire. 2 power hits? No, Granny's pretty tough. Still took 3 hits. She gave me a beer though. Well done, Granny. Beats the milk and cookies. Helps hydration and gives us some calories towards our food. Now I'm going to creep, because I don't know what's behind that wall. There could be 3 zombies there that are going to jump up over the wall and really ruin my day. There's a zombie back there, the Vicar. I think we should be able to get into the front of this hunting store. We should be okay. There's a flag. If you need rags, pick it up. It'll give you 6 rags if you cut it up. If you're with a friend... Shit. Bro, what are you doing? Yo, bro. We got so lucky then. So lucky. Oh, he fluffed his lines then. But he's given us the zombies. So look what I'm doing. massive distance between us and the zombies, us and the player, sorry, where we nearly got killed. Because he's got a shotgun, right? I'm hoping he's got problems. I'm hoping he's got zombie problems. I'm backing up, I'm dodging. I'm still trying to keep distance. If we can get in these trees, even better. I think we're just going to be able to get in the trees. If he's got green slugs, he's got range. Right. I concentrated my shots on that zombie with the pink cap. Because I knew I'd hit him twice. He'll take less shots now to go down. Keep moving the zombies away from the shooter. Try and keep your back up and block so you're not taking too much damage. Oh my god. Stuck on the rocks. That's DayZ for you though. You can't do much about that. Oh, this one's tough. Right, he's down. We've only got one cut. I'm risking bandaging under a tree. He could have been watching me the whole time. We're chunked damage, right? We've got no ballistic protection. Our jacket is ruined. This is warts and all DayZ for you. Now, he would have seen me leave. I bet you he had eyes on me running up the hill towards the deer stand. So I'm running the opposite side of town. I'm coming round here. I could choose, you could choose. It's completely disengaged now. You just got away with your life. The guy fluffed his lines. That was an easy kill. He didn't know it, but I was talking to myself, you guys. Just casually walking around Ulsha, or whatever you want to call this town. I think it is Ulsha. And he fluffed his lines. He should have got that kill. And like I say, choose to leave, by all means. I feel a little bit put out, though, shall we say. This guy is taking a pop at me. And the zombies have followed me, even though I wasn't the shooter, which is always lovely of DayZ to do that. And we're going to have a go. It's a coin toss. I've got a gun with a full mag, pretty much. One shot shy of a full mag. But I'm not beelining it straight to where he shot us from. I'm not even beelining it straight through the town. Look, see, I saw that zombie then? Because if I get another 3 zombies on me, what's the point? Alright, we got 1. So I may have to go even wider around town. Shit, we got 2. Luckily, that one went down to one shot. They could have attracted him, though. To where we are. I'm guessing he came up from Spletlow. You know? You might recognise that we're at the start of the town again. We've come round, I've done one big loop. See, I'm jogging for a bit, I'm sprinting. Because I want to keep moving. But I'm also scanning in. Did this guy shoot me and then back up? Did he come down this way? It's a flank, if you like. We could be running into each other's flanking maneuver. Which has happened to me on numerous occasions. But, oh, deja vu. This is where we came from. This is the high ground we had before. And this is the high ground we're going to take now. But the guy, if he's got any brains, is not going to be where he shot us. Sitting in the hunting store. How many slugs did he have on him, though? Did he fluff his lines and shoot the only 2 shots he had? Dunno. We might find out. I also know where the most obvious route to go is, the most obvious place to go after you've looted this village. I was going to show you guys, and I still might show you guys. Depends what happens. He was wearing a red hunting jacket, so you'd like to think even with my old ass eyes I'd be able to see him. Even if he's sitting in a tree. But we've got no ballistic protection. If he shotguns us, that's it. We're done. That's why I want to try and keep distance. So I've got the advantage with the Scorpion. If he's only got red slugs. If he's got green slugs, he's got a bit of range. It all depends what he did. And, of course, the possibilities can be pretty endless. What did he do after he fired his shot? Did he get a lot of zombies rushing him? I hope so. Because that would be a bit unfair otherwise, wouldn't it? There's a barrel in that tree. Could be somebody's stash. Maybe they were up to looking at their own stash and thought I saw movement down there then. At any moment, we could get another jump scare. That's what we call them in DayZ, the jump scares, where you just get blasted from the side and the "you are dead" screen comes up. You gotta love it. It happens, it happens. Warts and all on this channel, that's what I say. Warts and all. Where did he go, brother man? If he's got eyes on me, he knows I got a gun now as well in my hand. But I was hoping that he had zombie problems. Had to fight a lot of zombies. Is now maybe patching himself up like we were in the trees. But sometimes you've got to just think, okay, he fluffed his lines. Got a little bit of shame that he missed the shot. He may have only had 1 or 2 bullets for the shotgun. So has he just abandoned all hope now? He who will attempt murder and gone to where he would have gone next, okay, which is up here. Has he gone to set an ambush like he tried to set that ambush before and failed miserably? First attempt, anyway. I'm not even going to climb up that deer stand because I'd be putting myself in the animation. Putting myself in danger. I'm looking over my shoulder. Can't see anything obvious. Don't want my back to the trees or the hills for too long, though. In case he chased me. He didn't see me going into those trees, or he did. And he's now going to come back from those trees towards me with a shotgun. We tried to loop around. We didn't see him. Now, again, overstay and you're welcome. I've got to practice what I preach. If I stayed in that town, he could be in any building. He could be behind any wall, any fence. If I saw him and I decided to push him, great. We didn't see him. So we've now got to be very wary. We've been shot at. There is an aggressor in the vicinity. We got away with it. We managed to deal with the zombies, just. We've had a bit of a setback when it comes to our clothing. We've had a bit of a setback when it comes to our health, but that will regenerate pretty quickly back up to full. Let's see the glass half full, shall we? We live to fight another, maybe not a day, but at least another 5 minutes. We didn't completely bitch out of it. We dealt with the zombies. We were the one who got jumped at the end of the day, taken by surprise. I did panic. Natural reaction. I was panicking. I was trying to talk. I couldn't hit the caps button quick enough on my keyboard. The natural reaction of seeing a guy with a gun aiming at you, firing. Oh shit, we better take them so we don't. So maybe he didn't come this way then. Anyone with a shotgun would have picked them up, surely to God. But any shed now is going to become a potential tomb for us. So we're going to be clearing it with our weapon. Holding down R button on our mouse, at least, so we're ready to spray. But I was very blasé and casual back there. And we got away with it. I feel like he's still back down in that town. But I feel like for the purposes of a detailed talkthrough, I should show people, particularly if they're new to DayZ, if you want to go on those long adventures, sometimes choosing to push on can be the right decision. It sort of goes against everything in my being. I'd like to go and look for the guy now. But if it goes wrong, I wouldn't have shown you the little route over the hill from Ulsha, past the radio tower, and here is Northeast Airfield in all its glory, and probably the most natural route of progression for our would-be assailant back there, the sumbitch. Excuse my French. This airfield and where you loot and where you go to first will depend on a lot of things. As you get more experience with DayZ, you'll know what potential loot you could be looking for as you approach this airfield. But again, I'm basing mine on what you should base your decisions on, especially if you're new to the game. Your vital statistics. Now, we're cold. We're not bitterly cold. We're light blue. If you go into the dark blue, you can lose health. And why are we in the light blue? It's because the zombies, rather than our blind assailant back there who fluffed his lines, the zombies did more damage to my jacket than the guy with the shotgun did. The shame. The shame. I'm even going to put my scorpion away, because if another person has got their eyes on us, let's say with a sniper rifle in the trees, they might say, ooh, he's up for a fight, he's aggressive, he's walking around with a gun out, he can't wait to get into it, let's shoot him. Mr. Shotgun Man, I'm not too worried when I'm in an open field, because he couldn't hit me when I was inside a building. He went too early. I'll let you do your own jokes. Food, drink, still in the white. Now, if it was low, I'd probably search these industrial buildings. They will have industrial zombies that can drop food and drop sodas. We've still got our unknown. I mean, we could get replacement clothing in there. So that would be a reason. But we've just been involved in a gunfight of sorts where we've been attacked. We didn't get a shot back in anger yet. So I'm going to push on. Again, industrial buildings, you can get food, you can get clothing, gloves, knives, if you need it, loot it. I'm going straight across the airfield, and I'm going to sprint now. I'm going to slightly deviate my running angles. I'm not going to crazy zigzag, but we are in a massive open area. If someone has got a rifle, they could pick us off very, very easily. And I'm beelining, not for these. These are aesthetic. In the hole, they won't spawn any equipment or gear. Looking behind me, can I see Laughing Boy running down the hill in pursuit, in hot pursuit? Another chicken. Why am I not killing that now? The situation is still a little bit hot. Okay, we could have someone following us imminently. We have food on us already. We're not desperate, so let's keep pushing forward. Let's get distance between ourselves and our attacker. If I'm playing like as if I'm you, let's say, I've got 20 hours in the game. We got real lucky back there. The guy couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo. So let's take the dub and move on. Search those Humvees though. Even the battered looking ones have the potential to spawn military loot. Still looking for Laughing Boy chasing us down. And then as you approach the airfield, those yellow buildings, tents, Kwanzaa huts, whatever you want to call them, have the potential and will spawn medical loot, NBC loot for the gas zones as well. I mean, we've used quite a few bandages up, so yes, we could do with looting them. And over here are a couple of military containers, which obviously spawn military loot. So I prefer starting here on the left-hand side. I'm scanning ahead. I can see zombies chilling over there in the distance. But I'm really aware, even though we found those shotgun slugs on the picnic bench, Laughing Boy might have just missed them. And he could be looting every container we approach. The fact there's a box of ammo there tells me probably not. But you know what happens if you assume everything. 9mm rounds for a gun we haven't got, but we'll take it. More 9mm rounds for a gun we haven't got. We don't want them, whoever they are, having it. And again, this Humvee over here, be wary of the zombies though. Has the potential to spawn military loot, but I'm not that desperate for it. I don't want to aggro 3 or 4 zombies around that hangar. Whatever you want to call that building. So I'm coming wide away from the zombies. I'm still looking. See if I can see a speck in the distance. Running down the hill. Cursed. His own shame. Flame. The shameful aim. We've all been there, bro. We've all been there. My potato got ruined by the zombies. Lovely. The irony. But beware, these tents are very popular. They spawn a lot of medical loot. People want to go into the gas zones. They're going to need NBC trousers, gas masks, filters. And you can get all that good stuff here. I'm double checking that I'm on full auto. I just glanced down to the left and I am. And I'm very, very quickly swapping my jacket out. It's a shocking colour. We can be seen from the moon. But it's going to help our insulation. There's an NBC hat if we wanted it. There's a bag if we wanted it. There's something in the bag. How do I know that? When I looked at it, there's a plus symbol next to the canvas bag. Another bandage for us. Beautiful. That's really what we came here for. We've picked up codeine, which will help us if we had a broken leg or we were in severe difficulty. Say we dropped to yellow health, we would start walking slowly. If you pop a codeine or a morphine, it will override that and allow you to move more freely. Another bandage. Do you know what? I'm going to take that as a win. 2 bandages and some codeine, and I'm not going to go over the top looting those tents. You're going to get bored of hearing me say, don't overstay your welcome. I've just said it again. Take the wins, 2 full bandages, dip. Quick butchers, quick scan around the Humvee. Boots, not great, move. If you're new to DayZ, you want to know where I go after Northeast Airfield, your answer is if you're coming away from these tents, let's assume you took the main dirt road out, you've searched all this, you followed the dirt road out, just glance up from the dirt road, glance up about 10 o'clock, you'll see the smokestack there. There's some more civilian buildings if you're looking for food, clothing. But for the purposes of the walkthrough, the talkthrough, I wanted in an ideal world, once I realised we were in Zvetlo to start, in an ideal world I wanted to show you the airfield and how to get there from Zvetlo, and then the next big town or city after that, which is Krasnostad. This one. Once you can see the smokestack, follow it left to right, and you should be able to make out the PD there. Look at that. Where I'm looking, directly in front of me. Top of the police station. So if you need more guns, more ammo, and who doesn't? That's where I tend to beeline for. But I always check, as I get a little bit of elevation. It's good to get into the practice of having your head on a swivel anyway. In case someone's making a beeline for you across a field. But check over here, you might see smoke coming out of a building one day. A lot of people will fish, there's a pond back there. Or they'll catch a few chickens. And they'll think, right, we're well away from Zvetlo. We're well away from the airfield. Let's get a cheeky fire and cook the chicken up. So always have a little look there. You might be able to creep up on someone's fire, or run up and make a friend. Eat the rest of the unknown. Once you get down to about 20% left in the can, you can eat a lot more than what we were doing before, eating it around to 4 o'clock, but still be wary. Little bites. Make sure your arrows are going up. Put it away until your arrows are going back down, and then crack on again. Rinse and repeat. And if you notice, we haven't got sick from the unknown food by eating it in that fashion. Make sure you scan the hill. Someone could be running up from those houses. Have a look at this farm. Someone could have gone there looking for base building materials. But especially after what happened in Ulsha, where we almost got murdered by that very, very rude man. If we can get up to Krasno and loot the PD and the hunting store, I don't want to overwork these talkthroughs and give people, especially if they're brand new to the game, 10 hours in, 25 hours in, 100 hours into the game. I would, if you think of the Zvetlo as point A, the airfield as point B, okay, Ulsha where we got shot at, point B, the airfield point C, and then Krasno, which most people will call this, they'll abbreviate the town, Krasno as point D. I think that's about the limit in terms of a loot route walkthrough, before people, you know, you'd start thinking, wow, I'm going to have this video up on my phone, pause it, and it's a lot to take in. Plus we're over the hour mark now anyway, which is nice. But I'll show you some points of interest. The first one being the PD. Who doesn't like a good PD? Potential stab vest. More guns, more ammo. Potentially a whole lot of trouble as well. Particularly as we're moving further and further away from the spawn. Let's try and do this with a degree of care. There's a guy with a stab vest. When I say guy, I mean zombie. Remember in the last video we talked about self-killing? If you creep up to a zombie with a blade in your hand, single-handed bladed item, you might be able to do a stealth kill. Or DayZ may just say, no sir, not today, we'll see. Creep up. Right trigger, left trigger, doesn't work. So abort. Abort plan. Put the zombie down as quick as possible instead. Take the ammo, put the stab vest on, it might just save your life. Even though it's damaged. I think I hear a trap zombie. No, I hear this dude. I'm going to push into the PD. Shut the door behind me so that zombie can't come in. I'm going to put on the better stab vest. Take the Glock mag. Put on the better stab vest. I'm going to be very wary opening this door. That our shotgun friend isn't pointing the gun down the stairs at us. Or in the cell, or under the stairs. I'm not assuming because there was a Glock mag and a vest that he's not here, because he could already have one and he's thinking I don't need it. Jacket. The front door's open so the zombie can't come around and surprise me. All the doors are closed. Again, assume nothing. Clear these rooms with your gun up ready to go. You know, you still might get absolutely murked, but at least you wouldn't be killed in a blasé fashion like I would have been back at that hunting store. We got very, very lucky back there that our boy fluffed his lines. Alright. Pioneer mag. Some 9mm. Another SSG mag. It's all for guns we haven't got, but now this is risky. You put yourself on top of the roof. You put yourself in line to be sniped. Right? But it can pay off. find yourself a scorpion mag with 1 round in it. Now, because it has been bugging me that this is 1 shy of full capacity, I'm going to use that round to put it in there. Happy days. Out of the front door of the PD, and to your right, along the road, is a hunting store. Be careful no one's holding a gun on you, though, as you leave. I don't want to aggro the zombies, so I'm risking stealth walking. But I don't want to be doing that in case someone is watching me. So we're going to trap this zombie. We're not even going to fight him. I'm going to drop the hoe. I don't need it anymore. Shit. Didn't realize he had a friend. Open the door. Take the zombie away. Run into the garage. He'll probably hit you. But you can close the door quickly and you trap the zombie. Job done. If you get away without being cut, happy days. There's the hunting store. I'm getting PTSD already from the last one we tried to loot. This time we're going in with it, at least our gun raised. Surely not. Well, I wouldn't have thought there was a player in here if they're going to leave a blaze. We were checking this time. So there's a rifle. If we can find 308, we've got ourselves a very, very good range weapon, especially if we can find a hunting scope further down the line. Our clothing is atrocious. And if you leave Krasno, let's say, like me, your vitals were good, you still had food, you don't want to overstay your welcome, you've picked up a little bit more ammo, you've picked up a stab vest, you've picked up a blaze rifle in the shop. Know when you've won, take the dub, leave. Now we need 308 for the blaze, and we need a hunting scope. Where's a very good place to go for that? Castles. Oh, what can I see? Poking through the trees. A castle. So that's where I'll aim to end episode 2 of our DayZ Beginner Guides. Walkthrough, talkthroughs. We've had it all today. Shame we couldn't find that dude and get revenge for him taking a shot at us. But nice that we could highlight. Sometimes you gotta know when to dip. A lot of people will loot lower Krasno and then run across the field towards the tree line to go up to the castle. The amount of times I've come this way, along the right-hand side of town, looked across at this little farm, this little barn, and seen a player run across that field. So you've got to be on your guard. We're going inland now. It's very, very unlikely the further inland you go, people are going to be friendly. You just got to assume they're going to KOS, kill on sight. It's a shame, but it's the name of the game. When you've got no weapons, no loot, nothing to lose, you might want to make a friend and go on an adventure, a team up. I love random team ups. You can have some great runs. Some of the best adventures I've ever had are with randoms. But it's very unlikely you make friends the further inland you go. Now, the best thing you can do if you're unfamiliar with the map, but you've spotted the castle, when you get closer, of course, the castle disappears. Can't see it. Just know the castle is at the top of the hill. So as long as you're going up the hill at its steepest gradient, at its steepest point, you will eventually find it again, okay? So you keep going up. If I took a turn and I thought, oh, hang on a minute, this is going back downhill. No, we've gone the wrong way. I need to keep going up the hill at its steepest gradient. Be very wary, you could get jumped at any time. Perfectly highlighted back there. See, I look to my left and that seems to be going downhill. Let's keep going uphill. Scanning ahead. Okay, there's an actual path now. Ooh, this looks promising. Yes, it is. It's a path straight up to the castle. There's a lot of trees for people to just be sitting in. Our hunger has hit yellow. Bit risky eating by here. I probably wouldn't recommend that, but just for my own sanity, let's get those arrows going back up. And this castle has a couple of points of interest where loot will spawn. Usually you get a few zombies around here, so keep an eye out for them, or the lack of them might be telltale that somebody has been here or is here. Bit concerning that I haven't seen any yet. Stuff will spawn potentially on that picnic table. Rifles, ammo, knives, clothing, all of the hunting variant. There you go. Melee weapon, mace, if you want it. I always cut through this archway then. Trying to keep on my toes. I stepped on a landmine there once, so it might be best to check that. Stuff will spawn under here, so always check this. Maybe even click into the vicinity, because you can miss items. And then be wary of people holding an angle. Pretty much anywhere inside the castles. If someone's holding an angle on the stairs, unless it's Laughing Boy from back there, who seems to have gone to the school of aiming that I went to, then, you know, 308. Unless it's Laughing Boy, you're probably going to lose a gunfight if you push it up into a castle and somebody's already got the high ground. But the fact there was 308 ammo there tells me surely there's nobody holding an angle now, ready to shoot me in the back. We'll see. We shall see. There's not. Okay. 308. You know what that means if you were paying attention. That's what our rifle takes. So we now have a rifle. It hasn't got a scope, but it's very, very powerful. Blaze will shoot. It's got a nice little iron sight, actually, with the little red dot at the end. The Blaze will shoot a single shot out of these two, or you can press X on your keyboard on PC and make it go to double to almost guarantee a kill on a player within 100 meters. But if they've got plate carrier, a big tactical helmet on, maybe not. You may uncon them. They did nerf the Blaze a few patches ago. But our clothing is a shambles. There's wolves coming in the distance. Clothing is a shambles, but we have decent guns. We have some food on us if we need to go and cook it, and we do. If those wolves were on us and they pushed into our castle, we could kill them and cut them up. I think they're on somebody else, though. And loot does spawn down there in a little room off to the side. So if you were leaving Krasno Castle... What a beautiful view this is up here. Shame we haven't got a scope. We could look back to see if Laughing Boy was following us and is now at the PD, maybe. Usually, I'd leave this castle if I was to carry on a run, and I would go through that. There, loot that archway, loot the little room that's to the right. And then if you carry on down through the woods, you'll eventually make it to the main northern road of Chernarus. There's some nice summer camps and militaries. Kamensk. And once you're at Kamensk, you're not actually that far away from Tizzy, the fabled Tizzy. But I hope you've enjoyed this little walkthrough. We're going to call it there. We've done pretty well. We're not in bad shape. I mean, our clothing is a shambles. The fit is a solid 2 out of 10. But in terms of, you know, ammunition, knife, guns, close range, distance to medium, we can hunt a deer now easily, or a cow or a pig with that Blaze, and get food for days. So I hope you've enjoyed it. We switched it up a little bit today. I don't want to teach Grandma how to suck eggs too many times in a row, so I've tried to keep it super detailed as per the title. But also bit of improvisation along the way when we got attacked. We do stream here, vanilla, but mainly Hard Core DayZ, Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, record on a Wednesday, upload on a Sunday. You'll be seeing this hopefully this coming Sunday, the 14th of January. Don't forget to drop a like, maybe subscribe if you want to see some future walkthroughs, talkthroughs, and we'll pick another completely vanilla server with no mods or official server, whatever we can get on next Wednesday, and we'll take a spawn that is not Kamishovo, not Svetlo, and we'll do the same again, an hour to an hour and a half. Let's see what happens. Completely unscripted, one take, and we'll see what we can get up to. Thanks again, guys. Really appreciate all the support, especially on the last video. Let's hope this one does the same sort of numbers. I hope it helps you, especially if you're new to DayZ. Check you later. Bye bye.